every time you're going to step out in faith, you take a risk, don't you? Because you're never entirely sure it's God until you jump off the board. Whoa! And then you have to humble yourself if you blow it, which is our greatest enemy, pride. The devil, did you know the devil's not your greatest enemy? Pride is your greatest enemy, my greatest enemy. Pride is what keeps us from the avalanche of grace in our life. But especially for shame-based people, because when you're shame-based, you only get one chance. If you blow it the first time, that's it. You don't get another chance. And you know, you can sort of shrink back and die 1,000 deaths and rehearse that in your mind. I'll never do that again. I'll never look like a fool like that again. That's exactly what the enemy wants us to do. But what we need to see that is P-R-I-D-E, pride. If we're going to learn to walk by faith, we're going to make a lot of mistakes. So right now, just cut yourself some slack. The Father has avalanches of grace for the humble. I've seen in my own life, I can just testify because, you know, anything that good that comes out of me is just by grace alone. and my, you know, I can't say that every time I've blown it, I've just instantaneously humbled myself. Sometimes it's been weeks later. You know, and you start to feel really dry. And you start to feel like, wow, I used to flow in this prophetic flow, and now it just seems to be a trickle. But are you willing to humble yourself? Whoa! Are you willing to admit you're wrong and say, I blew it? See, a lot of prophetic people get blown out of the water because they're shame-based. And they have this written on their hearts that they can never make a mistake. So everything that comes out of their mouth is, thus says the Lord. And if it doesn't fit you, that's your problem. Make it fit. When you're shame-based, you have a lot of fear in your life. And when you have a lot of fear in your life, you have a lot of control in your life. And the Kalstras, who've taught this amazing teaching in all their years of counseling, they said that the super stronghold in a lot of the people that they've ministered to has been the shame, fear, control stronghold. But when you grow up in a family like I did with an alcoholic father who's ashamed of himself, you see, when you're ashamed, you keep all the bad stuff hidden. You never let people know your mistakes. You never let your flaws known. You never let anything be seen that is not just perfect. You can only let people see your strengths, but never your weaknesses. Can I just let you in on a little secret from my own experience? That's how to stop grace in your life. We need to be a people, like Paul said, who boast in our weaknesses. We need to be a people who, when we're the weakest, we know He's the strongest. But you see, in this world, we're conditioned exactly the opposite, aren't we? We're conditioned to be strong. We're conditioned to not let our flaws known. We're conditioned to look successful. Wear the power tie. Oops, I forgot mine.